All right, guys. So we are back here, and we'll be jumping straight into this game in just a second. We've got coLqxc versus Mystik.
Bold predictions from coLqxc pregame, and I'm thinking that he is going to have a good opportunity in these next two maps to redeem himself.
Absolutely.
Did I say that? Hey, did I say that in a non-agitating enough way?
I don't know. I was pretty excited.
I took the diplomatic way
to see coLqxc 2-0 Mystik, and
I was too.
That didn't
and
happen.
now that the story is a little bit different here, you know, obviously the pressure's on coLqxc here. Maybe he was just going to spot him one, and now it's 2-0 from here on out time.
Might be. You know, from here, it might be a 2-0, but we'll have to see, guys. You know, we've got in the purple, and of course, he never loses when he is purple, except for last game. We do have coLqxc's coLqxc in the bottom corner, and in the top, we have xSixMystik as the green Zerg spawning on Zelnaga Caverns, and this is actually a map that really doesn't get played a lot anymore. And yeah, I mean that's kind of what all I've got to say on that one. You know, it's in the MLG map pool, and we are playing with the MLG map pool here. So we'll have to see. It looks like coLqxc putting down the barracks in his base this time.
Yeah, I think that's probably wise not to. I mean, whereas this would probably be a more logical map to bring some like proxy rushes on rather than Metalopolis. It's definitely a smart plan for him to probably go for a long game here. We'll see.
Oh,
yeah.
Apparently he canceled a factory on accident.
Of the three?
Of the three.
Of the three he was
well,
making,
you know,
apparently that made a difference.
And this time, apparently, Mystik will try not to build a second spire on accident. So both players, a little bit of friendly banner there, maybe a little bit of sarcastic banner there out of Mystik.
There we go.
And Mystik throwing down the pool on 14 after the gas on 14. So he's going for the speed first opening. You know, this is the, I'm going to be super safe, get my speed up, have map control via that. But of course, that map control gets denied real quick by those Blue Flame Hellions, so or those Hellions in general. So we'll have to see what coLqxc decides to go for.
Scouting SCV hits the middle of the map there. As you can see, also the Zerg Overlord make his way to the south side, and the scouting drone going to come out and spot that SCV on the way in. That's always nice to see. Give you a little confidence there at the beginning of the map.
Absolutely. coLqxc poking here into the main. He's going to see, hey, look, there's Zerglings out. I don't see anyone mining gas, and I see that the pool is researching. So coLqxc got a great idea of what's going on, and we're going to see the 19 hatch here out of Mystik. This is just super standard, super safe build out of him. And, of course, he got to the front and saw absolutely nothing except this reactor starting. So he sees the reactor, says, okay, well, I guess it's going to be some Hellion opening as usual. Are we going to see a follow-up with a starport? I don't see the second gas, so probably not. But coLqxc might surprise us and go for it anyway. Note, command center going down. Very standard build. I mean, this is what we see like 9 TVCs out of 10.
Okay.
From the Terran at least. You get the reactor Hellions up, you build your command center, and then you dump right back into that standard Marine tank composition.
I'm biting this for random on the ladder tonight. Very nice
There
work.
you go, man.
Speed's almost going to finish up here. We see an additional queen, or is that the first queen coming out there?
That'll be the second queen on the way. He's going to pop that creep tumor right down and then head straight for that hatch.
Okay.
And of course that queen, look at that. Creep tumor going down straight for the hatch. This is just, again, totally standard play at this point. So there's really not a whole lot to say about what these players are doing. It's just
very normal.
They're playing exactly how you should if you want to play this matchup correctly on this map. So guys, take tips from the pros. Tips from the pros. coLqxc going to go ahead and poke on into the natural expansion here, but a spine caller on its way up, not quite up yet, so it's just the queen's going to be defending here, and with coLqxc's micro, he might actually be able to do some decent damage here. Some Zerglings coming out.
Starting up Stim, as well as bringing out a few Marauders into the mix over there in the Terran bases. These Hellions are continuing to harass up front. There's a third one joining the party. Speedling's going to do the run-by, though, and they're going to pretend to head south. We'll see how the Hellions react. Oh, what a beautiful
Hellions have got a
reaction.
read on that, and
Yeah.
that was a lot of roasted Zerglings there. I didn't get invited to that barbecue.
Oh, crunchy lings.
But Mystic here with 2 queens down here, he should be able to hold this type of aggression just fine. He's going to have to produce lings on this map unless he goes for roaches. And, I mean, going for roaches, not the best idea, as we do have Marauders on the way. And Marauders do really good damage against roaches. Back at the front, we've still got these Hellions poking around. Mystic with 3 queens out, and I mean, this is a move I really like out of him, getting the extra queens, because queens actually have so many hit points. They tank very, very well.
Well, when you get that many stacked up, then the energy stacks too, and that's when it starts to get really out.
And then you can kind of explode into this flurry of creep spread as soon as the aggression is over from those Hellions. But the Marauders and the Marines up here now, going to go ahead and poke in. Look at this, targeting down the Spine Crawler.
I suppose that's their only purpose, these bio units here. That's their only purpose, is to
Absolutely.
focus. Very nice work here with the micro, and the Hellions taking out tons of these Zerglings, greatly depleting the force here. 1 queen is way down on health, as well as that Spine Crawler. Ooh, it goes down. Let's see how the rest of this army fares as Zerglings are getting cooked up fast, buddy. Only the 3 queens remain.
And more Hellions coming in, so this is a very aggressive opening from coLqxc, but Mystic still up in the supply count, starting to work on the hatch, and oh, this could be huge. No, Hellions pulling back, do not want to get surrounded on that creep. And the Spine
That's
Crawler
interesting that he
forward.
pulled back like that. I found that very interesting.
And look at this. Oh, we've got Marauders finally getting surrounded. This is going to end this sort of shenanigans, but a lot of damage done. I mean, just looking at the mineral count for Mystic, he has not been able to macro like he wants.
I don't think it's quite over, buddy. That's a lot of Hellions there, and that's the only Zergling group on the map. Not anymore, friend. And this could be really easy, as these Hellions are getting pretty low. There's still enough.
2 Hellions almost slip into the main there. Not sure why he didn't just go for it.
Yeah, there's like 6 of them back there, buddy. I mean, now's the time. I'm having a hard time. I guess it's just since they're such low on health that they're not getting in there, but that would have been a great opportunity there. Speedling's going to go ahead and head south here. And by the way, during all that harass, look at that, coLqxc able to move his command center over. And he's going to have a couple of Marauders go down here.
A nice counterattack out of Mystic.
Yeah.
He's going to have to run from those, but look at this, heading straight for the main. No, it gets closed up. Those Hellions are going to be able to clean that up. But great counterattack out of Mystic. And the big thing that does, Rance, is it actually just pulls the pressure off you and puts it back on your opponent. So these Hellions had to retreat to deal with that attack, which means that Mystic can throw down these creep tumors at his front, start getting that creep spread up, and breathe for a second or two.
All right, we're flashing some numbers in your face there. You can see they're pretty close. I want to make a note that the supply is nearly even right now, Gwin, and that's something that we saw was pretty light, pretty lopsided. Sorry.
Last game, yeah, absolutely.
And those Hellions really dropped the Zerg supply big time here, evening things up. So I'm actually very optimistic for coLqxc in this situation.
Absolutely. I mean, we've got the Baneling nest going down for Mystic. So opting for the Banelings, Spire about halfway done as well, +1 attack. So we're dumping straight back into that super standard style of Zerg versus Terran from Mystic. He's just saying, okay, well, you know, I know what you're doing. You're going that Marine tank. You're going to have some Hellions because you didn't lose any at the beginning. And this push actually moving out here. So we might see a little bit of a move out from Mystic.
All right, 1 tank on its way up with a few Marines here. Just going to maybe... oh, nope, the Hellions joined. This is going to actually turn into something here if he micros it right. Wait a minute! Uh-oh, AFK for a second, and big trouble here as these Zerglings going to be big problems for those tanks up front, greatly reducing the potency of this force that's now up north here for coLqxc.
Absolutely. I mean, we still have 1 tank up here and some Marines, but nowhere near the count that we had earlier. And uh-oh, these Hellions getting huge hits on those Zerglings, not able to really do anything. But look at this, the counterattack with the Zerglings on the other side with that great flank, cutting off the reinforcements. But Mutalisk finally out, going to be able to clean this up for Mystic. Uh-oh, Marine stimming, going to take down all those Mutalisks, and that's a huge loss that you do not want to have.
Very expensive mistake there. However, the remaining units are going to be easy pickings for these mutas. So it's really, if he can make up that cost difference, it'll be a quote-unquote worth it, perhaps. I don't know. He lost way too many mutas there. However, map control returns to the Zerg, and we can see a secret third location down there for
We
Mystik.
certainly do. You know, Mystik sneaking in the Ninja third, was not able to take it where he wanted to, is going to now.
Zergling counterattack at the expansion base of the Terran, right in the middle line right now. Yep. Oh, big trouble down there. And those Zerglings go down. I don't think there were very many losses there.
Zergling's still in there, actually. Finally gets taken out. But we'll have to see. I mean, if we just jump to the you know, the workers killed tab.
Yeah, which one is it? There we
Control
go.
R. I have it hotkeyed at home. Workers killed, just 5 for each player, so not a lot done by each player in the harassment front. I mean, that could turn around really, really quickly if we jump in with some of this Mutalisk harass, but coLqxc doing a pretty good job of locking down those Mutalisks, and this is actually not a map that's super Mutalisk harass friendly for the Zerg.
Drone transfer completes to the third base as the fourth now begins to go up here, and we can see Mystik really has some nice macro play against coLqxc, and he's really starting to give me the inkling that he's going to do the same thing this map here. If I'm seeing what I'm seeing, depending on how strong coLqxc's force is that you see sliding across the mini-map there, that's going to be, yeah, depending on where those cats go.
That's actually quite a large force out of coLqxc now. A couple things to note, he's got the 1-1, and Combat Shield is about to finish, as well as 2-2. So coLqxc can actually do absolutely huge damage with this. This is not safe for Mutalisk to engage at all if coLqxc is watching those Marines. And with 3 tanks, I mean, 3 tanks with target fire is going to nullify a lot of Banelings.
All right, so the fourth base goes down, and things get a lot better here, but the counterattack is on its way. We'll see what kind of forces are back for coLqxc to handle this, as it's Mutalisk and Zerglings in at the expansion here. Hellions going to join up here and also begin taking down tons of SCVs with those Zerglings. Mutalisk now taking down the Hellions, and they're going to move in here. This is going to be quite costly for coLqxc. Oh, man, and that whole army had to turn around and come back.
But Mystik does not want to lose these Mutalisks, and he's kind of boxed in here. Oh, he could take some huge damage. No, manages to sneak out the back. Maybe we'll even get some free tank kills there. Absolutely, he does.
Ooh.
And not losing any Mutalisks in that engagement. That's fantastic for Mystik, but at the same time, a drop at Mystik's third base, or I guess fourth base, now his third base, takes it out. So coLqxc with you know, says, okay, well, you're going to counterattack me. I'm just going to counterattack you back. coLqxc taking his third command center and pushing out with a huge, scary bioforce.
Man, I think that's what we call bringing it back there, Gwin. He totally went from a 4-base to 2 situation to evening things up here, and I'm willing to bet that Zerg is nearly mined out in his own base right now.
Jumping
so
back
this
to his
is
mate,
like,
absolutely.
This is big trouble here, and those aren't solo, but they're definitely getting there. The third going up for the Zerg player at the typical third location here. My real question is, what is coLqxc going to do in this situation? Is he going to just go ahead and try to move this army across the map, or is he going to take a third now that he knows he's got some ups here?
I mean, we'll have to see. He's got the third command center on the way back at his natural, but he's just going to continue this drop aggression. And this is one of the things that coLqxc is just super, super well known for. Look at this, causing the Mutalisk to pull back, using this time to move his tanks forward and set up a defensive position. So smart, moving just a few Marines forward. They're probably going to get taken out. No, he's actually just going to engage. And need to see some great splitting on these Banelings.
Not quite.
Baneling's not being cost-effective against those Marines. He still has enough to clean up all those Mutalisks, and Mystik knows that and wisely pulls back.
Yeah, losing that tank force was giant, though, Gwin. I think he's a little behind right now. Yeah, you can see 53-47 in the Army tab. A lot more even than it should be in the Harvester tab, though, but you can see those counterattacks really coming into play on both sides here with the numbers.
Absolutely, coLqxc just stimming a few Marines forward, has a chance to catch a whole ton of Mutalisks, and does.
That ain't worth it, bro.
Oh, that was a terrible attack for Mystik.
Yeah.
And coLqxc going to deny this hatch again. It is definitely going to fall.
And this is where it starts to get costly for the Zerg. This is where the Zerg, in my head, when I get in a position like this, 3 of my expansions have been taken away. I'm starting to get pretty cynical about the world right now. You know, I've just wasted 1,000 minerals on some hatches. you know, the real question is money is starting to get thin out there, and each hatchery is starting to get more and more precious when it starts getting thrown down.
Absolutely. I mean, if you look in his main, he is basically mined out for Mystic. His expansion is wearing thin as well. He needs that third base up, and I mean, he just threw the hatch down, but now look at his money. He's absolutely broke on minerals. Has to be able to deal with these cost effectively, but if these banelings get microed against well, and look at that amazing split by coLqxc, it's going to get cleaned up, but you just have to remain cost effective as the Terran player.
There we go. Not so many mutas on the map right now for obvious reasons, but coLqxc pulling ahead huge now, and let's just go ahead and watch this, Gwyn. Let's just go ahead and watch it happen.
I mean, this is just going to be a little bit gross.
Yeah.
I mean, we're seeing a little bit of harassment in these meters, but
hit
wow,
3,000, friend.
Wow.
Not quite. Almost.
Mystic sees the gold up. GG's out. Knows there is no way to come back from that.
Oh boy, I tell you what, man. coLqxc really turned the tables there at the tail end of that map, and props to you, brother, for bringing it back after that ugly first round. Guess what? Best of one in the next map, Gwyn.
It is a best of one, man. I mean, we're you know, we're going to be jumping into that, and in the meantime, we're going to jump in and have a little bit of music. And while we wait for our players.
And you know what we're going to do? Go ahead and add us on Skype too, you guys. It's username RundownRance. If we see a caller who looks interesting or intriguing, or say you want to call us, give us a chat before, give us a ring, just let it ring for a while. If we read your chat, we like it, we're going to get on the show with you. We're going to jaw jack. We're going to talk about some stuff. Right on. Here's the rundown.